Blog Talk Radio.
Everybody, hey, everybody! Hey. Recruiting Animal here on February 10th, 2016. You know, I never say February. I always say February. I guess that's kind of like saying library instead of library. When I was in elementary school, kids were always saying library, and it used to bug me. But anyway, it's February 10th, 2016. I want to tell you, I've been watching... Jerry, can you stop making noise? You signed in after the music already started playing, and now you're making noise, okay?
What makes you think that was me?
Because no one else's mic is open. That's why, okay? Give me a break. I want to tell everybody that I've been watching Matthew McConaughey commercials on YouTube lately. And you know what? In spite of the fact that I can't spell this guy's name, he's a big star. And those commercials taught me something. You know, those commercials about Lincoln. They taught me something about recruiting, and I'm going to share that with you. And here it is. Recruiting is a business. It's not about loving people, and it's not about using them. It's about helping them by helping yourself. That's the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot. In recruiting, good relationships mean good business. So when it comes to the relationship between an individual and society, something a million first-year university courses are talking about, recruiting is the perfect fit because you don't recruit to be cool, and you don't recruit to make a statement. You do it to make money. But in doing so, you make three people happy. You, the recruiter, your candidate, and the hiring manager. So I'm sorry to offend all the people who complain about recruiters calling them at the office or polluting their email, but I dare you to show us how you do more good for society than we do. Like, also on YouTube, I've also been watching Wanted Dead or Alive with Steve McQueen. Have you ever seen that? At the start of every show, Josh Randall, the main character, he comes into town alone. Nobody likes him. But the sheriff gives him a job. Find this person and we'll pay you a fee. So Josh goes out and hunts the guy down. And when he does, he's doing something good for society. And a recruiter is like Josh Randall. He or she is a bounty hunter. And if you think that's bad, you come here and tell me on Jerry, what show is this?
The Recruiting Animal Show!
That was fantastic. I got to tell you.
I felt it, dude. I was thinking about doing it again. I was in it. To win it.
You want to? I don't want to kill you. I don't want to kill you. You know, Jerry?
What?
Sometimes I like to ask you what you have to say at the beginning of the show, but today I want to tell you something. I had a conversation with Martin Snyder yesterday, and you know what we talked about? You'll never guess.
Me?
Squatty potty. Squatty potty. You know what that is? You know what that is? If you squat right down when you evacuate, it opens up your gut, apparently. And Martin told me that Howard Stern says it can change your life. And I was thinking that if it makes you feel so good, it has to make you feel like you're a better recruiter as well. I was wondering.
Naturally.
Yeah, natural. I don't know what it. But here, if Howard Stern is such a tall guy, wouldn't he be squatting anyway, just using a regular device?
I can't let my mind go there.
Martin Snyder?
I don't want to speculate on his posture.
Okay.
In the bathroom.
Martin Snyder, are you there? Martin Snyder. He came to talk about it here on the show. Are you there?
He's squatting.
I guess I'll have to open some more lines. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's see. Martin Snyder, are you there to talk about Squatty Potty?
I am here.
Good. So Howard Stern, what does he need it for? If he's so tall, like 6'6" or something, a regular toilet is going to make him squat, to be quite blunt. Don't you agree?
He needs to pay the bills.
Okay, whatever. Okay, I need to pay the bill. That's a good segue. I need to pay the bills too. And now that
No,
we're
it's not. Do you
talking,
not know what the Squatty Potty is?
yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to tell us, Jim? Go ahead.
It's really easy. It basically says you're supposed to squat when you poo, so it doesn't clench off a muscle back in your colon.
Yeah.
So the Squatty Potty just lifts your feet up. It's literally your feet go up a little bit, which means you're leaning back a little bit, and so you're almost squatting.
What is everybody else doing? I mean,
Howard has been fascinated.
I didn't know that there were like 7 or 8 different options.
Doing it wrong.
Fascinated with poo.
Okay, well, you know what? I didn't want to use any direct words like Jim, but he's got kids. He's very direct. So let's move away from Squatty Potty.
Can we call it number 2?
That was a preamble, okay? That was just a preamble. And Martin gave me a good switch of topics. He says Howard Stern, although I don't agree with him, Howard Stern really believes in it. He's not talking about it just for money, but he does have to earn a living. And so do I, right? So now I want to talk about PC Recruiter because Martin Snyder, as of today, is a sponsor of the Recruiting Animal Show. He's a proud. Who's making that noise? Proud sponsor. Okay, and so we're going to do. I have to do ads now for his product, PC Recruiter, and we're going to do the first ad together right here and right now. Martin Snyder, the president of Main Sequence, which is a company that produces PC Recruiter. Do you have a prepared message, or do I have to guide you step by step like I guide everybody else?
I have a prepared message for the Animal audience.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, it's a great opportunity for Main Sequence. We appreciate the ability to market our product.
Okay, you can skip that part. I don't need any pats on the back.
Don't take the first check. We need to regroup and try again next week.
I don't waste money. I don't waste money on traditional advertising. I like innovative advertising that may work, may not. We like to try new things. Love the Animal Show. Love the animal's authenticity. So I figure when he delivers our message, we're going to get good results for our investment.
Okay. Here's what you really want to say. Here's what you really want to say, okay?
Okay, man.
You want to say that when you're looking for recruiting software, you're looking for 4 things. Number 1, low cost. Number 2, low hassle. Number 3, good results. And number 4, good service. And PC Recruiter promises to deliver all 4 of those things.
It's got all that?
Yeah, it does.
I want it.
Okay, it's got 3,000 client companies worldwide. When I was talking to Martin, he kept saying, we're under every rock. You can't turn over any rock anywhere in the world with recruiting. You won't find us. But that's a bad analogy, okay? I wouldn't call myself that. Now, the final thing I want to tell you, there's a bunch of different kinds of recruiting. You can ask Martin. I don't know anything. He had to explain everything to me. But there's direct recruiting, there's executive search, and there's staffing. And there's different recruiting software, and some companies specialize in recruiting software for one kind of recruiting and some for another kind of recruiting, but PC Recruiter is made for every kind of recruiting. It's the Swiss Army knife of recruiting software. Martin Snyder, are you happy with that?
That's why you get paid.
Man, that was great.
That's good?
That was really good. I felt it.
Okay, so now we're going to move on. Thank you, Martin. You're welcome to stay and intervene at any time. Okay?
Thank you.
So is that PCRecruiter.com? I mean, is it just that simple to go there?
.net. Sorry, yeah.
.net?
It's both. It's both. It's .com, .net, .org, whatever.
Oh, shoot. Good thing. Oh, damn.
Okay.
The .nets, man, they just never made it.
I forgot to give out the URL. Okay,
now what you pay me for, dude.
.me. I thought .me was pretty cool.
I like .io.
Just feel.
Recruitio.
That's a good one too, but that's more for tools. Yeah, that's more for tools.
For tools?
Anyway.
Well, PC Recruiter is a tool. Okay? Tool it's not a bad term. Okay, let's move on to the guest.
Are you a
Julie
PC recrutiero? That's if it's Italian. It's Italian.
Recruitio.
Julie Hankins, are you there? Julie
I am
Hankins.
here.
Are you
I
ready
am
to sing?
here.
Are you ready to sing?
Which one are you playing? Because it's,
we're going to sing. No, we're not playing. We're singing. Anybody else want to sing Julie from Bobby Sherman? Anybody remember Bobby Sherman?
God, remember it?
Yeah.
How come you don't sing things people like Time of Your Life and things from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack?
You know what? I don't know. If you can pick whatever you want, Jim. If you set up a song with me, I'll do it.
Is that your theme song, Jim?
I don't have
Flashdance.
I don't have many partners. Okay.
I only do Flashdance if I can do it with video.
Well, you can give us a video.
Oh,
we can play it during the show. Okay, we got to move on. Maureen, are you singing? Are you here, Maureen? Are you singing? No, 503 dropped out. Okay, so it's just you and me, Julie, unless anybody else, okay? I'm going to count to 3 and we'll go. Just the chorus. Just the chorus.
Oh, but I can't sing it to myself. I can't sing it to myself.
Me.
You have to
You're
sing it to me.
You're going to sing with... Yeah, you can just sing. Pretend it's not you. There's a million Julies. You told me, okay? 1, 2,
there you go.
3. Okay. Julie, do you love me? Oh, Julie.
Oh, my God.
Do you care? Julie, are you thinking of me? Julie, will you still be there?
Animal for you anytime. How's that?
I didn't sing. I didn't hear you. Okay. And now we can
I was
make
too busy enjoying the serenade. Thank you very
Now
much.
That concludes the weekly episode of Strangling Cats.
Now we can make fun of Julie's Twitter name. It's Jim Julie. Not Jungle Jim Julie, just Jim Julie. GYMJULIE. If anybody wants
99.
to. Oh,
Jim Julie 99.
Jim Julie 99. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's 98 Jim Julies before you. Okay. Jim Julie 99. My mistake. Sorry, everybody. I have to. Can someone put that up on Twitter? I'll have to do it when I get a break. Okay. So why did you give yourself that name? Do you have jungle gym bars in your backyard or something like that? Or were you a gymnast when you were a kid? Or do you do it now?
Actually, I had started out my career was as a gymnastics coach. I was up through an elite level gymnastics coach, and then I transitioned over to the other career that I wanted to do, which was in recruitment. So I've had 2 lives here.
Okay, so you want to give us you have an elevator pitch? You want to tell us who you are very briefly?
Oh, yeah, actually, Animal, I created this just for you based on your outline of what you had us make sure we could and could not do. So I wanted to just let you know that I had to reinvent myself. I found myself as a dynamic recruiter, but at the end of the day, what does that mean? Back in the day, I had to reach out in a holistic way to effectively and efficiently dialogue with candidates.
Don't wreck the show.
I love it.
Okay.
Hey, I had it all set up for you there, Animal. But no, seriously, was it?
Okay,
it's all good, Animal. It's all good. Why do you have that on there? Why are there a big list of no's, I guess, is my first question to you.
Well, if it's not obvious to you, I can't explain it. Let's just move on now. We've had a lot of preamble to the show. Matt Charney tells me I don't get to the point fast enough. That's the way he gets back at me for criticizing his long
There you go.
Okay.
Well, so anyhow, Animal, I was a former outside recruiter cowboy, I used to call myself, and I went over the dark side about 4.5 years ago. I had actually Capgemini had been one of my premier accounts. I was one of the premier vendors for them, and the guy kept asking me to come inside. So I said, hey, let me explore it. Let me take an adventure here. And
if you were a cowboy, why would a cowboy go inside? Cowboys are out on the range.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. But circumstances at that time, my husband had hung out his shingle as an attorney, kind of needed that stability of paying the bills, and even though it was really good on the outside, it was also a unique challenge.
Okay,
and
we got it. You don't have to say everything. Okay. Now, what do you do? I'll try a new question to start off. What do you do that's really smart as a recruiter that you think distinguishes you?
I am an eternal optimist.
What does that mean?
That means that, yes, it's all business, but I look at people and I look at the person, not just the flat resume in front of me, and I don't commoditize it, even though it is a business. It's
optimism. Just so you don't know, optimism means you see something positive ahead. You look at a resume, and are you always assuming that the glass is half full, or are you assuming that this might not be a good candidate?
No, the glass is always refillable.
Yeah, okay, let's move on. Anybody else want to ask a question right now before I get going?
Do you read cover letters, Julie?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Never. I hate cover letters.
Hate
cover letters. Hate them. I actually hate resumes. I like to talk to people because really, resume cannot tell me anything about a person. Most of the time, I ask them to redo their resume.
Really? Why?
Because resume is a marketing tool, right? It's a tool.
Yeah.
And and
but
it's
doesn't
not
the cover
always
letter tell you what's
right.
on their mind and what they want to do?
If
someone takes the time to write you a letter, you're going to just hit the delete button. You're not going to open it.
No, I'm going to call them.
And you're not going to read the cover letter. And then you're going to ask them a couple questions, and then they're going to say, well, I took about 15 minutes to cover all that in a cover letter specifically to you, optimistic Julie.
They don't do that. They don't do that. You know that. It's carbon copy.
Well, I know that they don't because I don't ask them a bunch of stuff that was in their cover letter on the rare chance that I do receive one. We don't get many, but I read every one.
I will say I read submissions that I get from some of my external vendors. That is important to me. I want to know.
What I want to know is, hold on. What I want to know is, how do you ask them to rewrite their resumes?
Well, after we talk about it, and it's like, okay, I find you a good fit, but you're not selling yourself on here, and I get it. I tell them I get it, obviously. I want to move them forward, but they're not going to get anywhere. They're not going to get past the next step. They're not going to get past the eyeball scan of the next level, the hiring manager, and I can't sell them. They have to sell themselves on their paper. So if they're not open to it, it tells me something about them too.
What does it tell you about them?
That they're not flexible and they don't really want the job, right?
Okay. Can you give us just an example of a resume that you asked someone to rewrite?
Sure. Actually, I just had one the other day. The guy who's very strong technically as a Pega guy. He didn't even have his all of his certifications listed there. A lot of pre-sales experience, a lot of experience across the board as a technology side, but his resume just read as kind of a fluid, here's what I did. It didn't really give me anything of how he would impact our business. And so he wasn't looking at it correctly when he wrote his resume. I had him retool it over the weekend, and now he's interviewing this week.
Okay, when you say he didn't tell you how he was going to impact your business, what were you looking for there? Because, when people always say in the job description you have to tell candidates how they're going to impact the business, I don't know what that means. So can you tell me?
So, they're telling me all the things that they like to do kind of as a marketing side in their resume. That's why I consider a bad resume, right? If they're telling me in a resume, here's how what I did helped the company, helped my manager, because the bottom line is they're coming in to solve a problem, right? We have a problem. We have a need. There's a project. There's work to be done. And we need to be able to count on handing this over to this person. So he has to show that he has done something similar to impact the business.
Well, how does he know what your problems are before he's coming to interview?
That's why I say I want him to rewrite their resumes all the time.
Well, so you tell him the problem. You tell him the problems you have in your phone screen, and then you say, look, ma'am, or look, sir, rewrite the resume around the information I've given you. Is that what you're saying, yes or no?
Nope, not exactly. Rewrite your resume, your experience, tell me the truth, and put in these metrics, put in this data, and make sure that your resume reads that you can come in and do this work, because he's already told me.
Does anyone want to explain to me? Does anyone want to explain, or should I just move on?
You're losing the audience, dude.
Yeah,
You're getting bogged down here.
Does anybody else want to ask a question? Anybody else got a question for her? Here's a woman who's a high-powered recruiter with a very big company. Anybody got a question?
How do you source?
Why doesn't Jerry like the word recruitment?
Oh, because it's English, okay? And it's English. Just leave that alone. Okay, hold on a second. What is your primary source of candidates? LinkedIn?
No.
What? Advertising?
It's a typical networking, but no, I go in every type of thing, in every type of niche recruiting, whether it's for mobility or transformation digital side. I go to Angel List. I go to GitHub, I go Boolean searching, I go across everywhere. Connectifier used to be. I have no idea if that's going to help out or not now that's part of LinkedIn.
You know what? I got a surprise for you. Connectifier means LinkedIn. Okay.
Oh, I know. That's what I just said. I have no idea if it's going to continue to be a source.
Okay.
But
so
then,
when I said when I said if LinkedIn, and I asked you if LinkedIn is your primary source, you said no. Connectifier is. That means LinkedIn is your primary source. Okay.
Up until about a week ago, Connectifier was not LinkedIn. Therefore, I don't know if it's going to continue, is what I said.
Oh, I thought Connectifier was really just giving people, access to LinkedIn.
No, it works a lot of places.
Yeah, it scours everything.
LinkedIn stock update 103.47.
Yeah,
they're up $2.49
What's cool
today.
about Connectifier is that it's all information you can get from other places, but it does in 1 minute what it takes you 20 minutes to get each one of those individual pieces. It's not giving you anything new. It's a time saver. That's it.
So it's
and
an
I love
aggregator.
it. And
Jeff Newman.
It's an aggregator. It's an aggregator. It's not that there's information on it you can't get from elsewhere. It's just it saves me so much time in finding someone's blog or email.
Someone else wanted to say something. Who else wanted to talk about that? Connectifier.
So just use past tense with regard to Connectifier. You don't know what it's going to do tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do know that
and I'll go to LinkedIn and find out where somebody's working.
That if you have a LinkedIn Platinum account, I think it is. I don't know. I don't pay them any money. But if you have a LinkedIn high-level account, you've been getting Connectifier. You'll get it now for free.
Okay.
Free.
Now,
they're like free education coming up here for everybody.
Okay.
But do you really think you're going to keep using other sources into Connectifier?
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's LinkedIn's way of combating Monster, but that's okay.
There's no way LinkedIn is going to pay for it. And remember, the big thing with email and phone numbers, LinkedIn already has all those, but doesn't show them to you. There's no way that they're going to pay for it. And remember, the big thing with email.
Okay, thanks somebody playing it back to us on your speakers. Don't do that, okay? No.
So nice. They said it twice.
Okay, now I was reading an article by a guy named Andy Kearney. It was on Tony Restell's site. I can't remember what's the name of Tony's site. Anyway, it was on his site. It said these other people aggregators are going to replace Connectifier. Hiring Solved, Swoop Talent, and Connect 6. Does anybody use them?
No.
You don't?
They weren't as good.
They're not as good.
Yeah, Connectifier was just so fast and easy. As they got better with every iteration of their engineering.
Yeah.
It's not just great.
Tried,
you have to go pick the right stuff off. And
they
spent all their money on it. They hired their engineers. So the other ones just don't have the money to do that. And so, I don't think there's going to be a solution that works nearly as good.
Okay, but people might want to check out Hiring Solved, Swoop Talent, and Connect 6. I have Connect 6. I've never heard of Hiring Solved or Swoop Talent before. Have you actually tried them, Jim?
Hiring Solved it has Profit. Hiring Solved is the one behind Profit.
Okay.
Which is a paid tool and a free.
Okay, so back to...
Can I just throw in one point here? Jim Durbin is an excellent reference on all this stuff. Nice work, Jim. Seriously, he knows all this stuff.
Thank you.
He knows a lot.
Good job.
Well, sometimes I like to listen instead of work. So.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Let's go on to the next question. Social recruiting. Do you do any recruiting on Twitter, Julie?
I don't on Twitter. I used to. I used to attempt it.
Didn't we all?
Nah, it's I'm like.
I'm killing myself.
Yeah.
No. Have you ever recruited anybody on? Have you ever recruited anybody from Twitter?
Nope.
Okay.
There was that one very attractive gal with Robertson. Remember that 4 years ago? Her story was how I placed 3 people from. Remember that story? We all saw it. It was great.
I just placed someone using Twitter. Just so you know, I placed someone using Twitter here in Dallas.
You'll never get over it.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. What about Facebook, Julie? Do you use Facebook for recruiting?
Nope.
Why not?
There's actually, because of internal HR legalities and such like that, we have some handcuffs that are on us.
Oh, really? But do you think it's got potential?
what I've done is have put onto our Capgemini page our links and such like that, and that's the only thing that I've done. I don't know that it really has potential. Again, you got half the world is supposedly on there, 3 billion pages or something like that. You should be able to connect up with somebody somehow, but I don't know that there's a
okay. You don't have the experience.
Way.
So moving on. What about drip marketing and pipelines? Tim Sackett, the great Tim Sackett, is doing a webinar telling you how to turn zombies into employees. That's one of his funny themes. He's going to tell you how to build. That's what it says in the article, okay? He's how to create talent networks and talent communities and pipelines where you email stuff out to people to keep them interested and make them, beg you to hire them. Do you do that kind of thing, talent pipelines?
I do a lot. I leverage my network from the last 5 years or anything like that. I mean, I continue to reach out to people every 4 or 6 months. You don't drip on too often. Especially senior level.
So what was that? Every 4 to 6 months you email somebody? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'll reach out to them for some reason or something on that order.
No.
I'll reach out to them just say hi.
To be clear, you send out an email blast to a bunch of people.
No, dude, she reaches out, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's such
she just clearly said.
Yeah, I heard it. It doesn't mean anything, Jerry. That's
that means
why
something to me. We know what you meant. We know what
I didn't. So you don't really have a talent pipeline where you keep a bunch of potential.
I don't abuse my talent pipeline. I don't abuse my talent pipeline.
What's a talent pipeline in the Julie Hankins?
You have to use it in language you get. Do you use a tickle file or a tickler file?
Or do you tickle your tickler file, which is what Steve Lefkowitz did?
Anything that works, right? Anything that works.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're saying. Does anybody want to explain to me what she does? Okay.
I'll explain to you real quick. I have a group of people. I have them sorted through in my database here, and I will reach out to them, but I don't email blast them.
Is that your talent community, Julie?
And what do you reach out to them for? To ask them if they know people or if they want a job themselves?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes if there's something that came up that's absolutely a fit for them and I want to reach out to them, absolutely.
That's not a talent pipeline. Sorry, you don't know what a talent network or a talent pipeline is. You don't have
Well, you asked me how I reach out to them.
I don't care what you think
Hold it. Okay, Animal. Enlighten us. What is a talent pipeline?
Absolutely.
Well, I already said. It means you've got a mailing list and you have potential candidates and you keep them informed about what every once in a while,
technically, a pipeline would be something that moves step by step, kind of like a pipeline.
Okay.
Right. So it's a pool of candidates who basically are qualified.
On social talent, next topic. Or does anybody want to say, okay, on Social Talent blog, they had a list of the top 6 motivators for people making moves. Money was the main one listed. Money is the main motivator. But a guy like Jerry will tell you, money can't be the main motivator. They can't expect to make much more money when they go to a new job. What do you say about that, Julie?
I would say it becomes a main motivator. It becomes their main motivator to reach out for a new job at the end of the game. If initially they're pissed off, they have something going on, excuse my language, they have something going on that makes them interested in some way, shape, or form. So it's not their main motivator, but it absolutely is always on the list. And the people who tell me that it's not scare the crap out of me.
How much of a percentage can people expect?
Can I clarify my thoughts on it, since you seem to have a whole library of my thoughts at your desk? Can I share my thoughts on it?
Yeah, go ahead.
People aren't going to leave a job where they're content, happy, challenged, motivated, just because something comes along with a much bigger salary. Rarely. There has to be something going on, something that's changed recently to make them decide, hey, it's time for me to consider new options. So there's a stimulus to leave. Then there's also what they're leaving and going to. Oftentimes, the higher salary, everything else being equal, is where they'd like to be. But people don't leave a great place where they're happy and plugged in just for a higher salary. Any recruiter that thinks that that's how you go about making placements is a fool and probably broke.
Jerry will be going on the speaking circuit
to turn around
to pitch
in
his
6
new
months
book.
and leave again.
I'm going on the speaking circuit.
It was good. It was good.
You're on the speaking circuit, Jeff.
I'm going to go on the SourceCon circuit, and just to help you ladies, during that period of time, I will self-identify as a female. I'll do it.
Okay. So you know what? I think Julie agreed. Julie agreed with Jerry.
I'm thinking that some people that are not part of our tiny little bubble will have no idea why I just said that.
Oh my God.
Okay, look, if the bubble was so small, Martin Snyder would not be paying for this show, okay? We might think the bubble is so small, but some people don't. Okay.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people in your bubble.
Yeah.
It's small but influential animal.
Okay, thank you. Small. So he's agreeing with Jerry. Thanks. That's just what I need. Okay, but Julie Hankins, are you still with me?
I am.
Okay.
I have a question. I have a question for Julie.
In a second,
Julie, you're not a member of Michael's group on Facebook.
In a second. She's a member of Jerry's group. That's how she signed on. Okay, but look.
Wait a minute. I laid the groundwork for this awesome show.
Yeah.
You did.
I never know where I plant seeds all over the planet. I never know what ones turn into something.
It's your fault.
I didn't mean to start anything.
Can I ask a question?
Again.
Can I ask a question?
Can I finish?
Okay.
Can I finish?
Julie. Julie. How much money can people expect to get by making a move? How much can they increase their salary?
I'm going to answer with the worst two words in the English language. It depends.
Somebody's got a paper jam.
Who's
you need to open that thing and yank it out.
It's an ID10T issue there.
No, it's Bob Marley. That paper is just jamming.
Okay, come on. Julie, let's get that on track. Let's get on track, please.
Can we clarify? Was it a paper jam?
No.
All right,
Julie, come on,
You
please.
got to give me a framework. I mean, most of the time, people are going to move anywhere from a 10 to 15% increase. I know that's a stock answer, but that's the reality, and that's where we actually try and keep it in. But let's say they're asking for the moon. I got to bring them down. Let's say if they're severely underpaid, then they might get a bump up. We get these H1 guys who are, first transfer, and they got brought over here, and they're severely underpaid. They're getting a big hike up. I mean, they might get 30 to 50% increase. It just really depends on the person. That's the fun of it, right?
For an American citizen, a Native American who's got a good job and is making a move for some reason, you're saying they can increase their salary on average 10 to 15%. But after taxes, what does that turn out to? What does it usually turn out to?
Zippo.
For a Native American, you said?
Native American.
She's talking about people who come over from India as programmers, right? They're underpaid. That's what she said. Now, what about somebody who's been in the States, educated here, always worked in the United States, never moved, so that doesn't count. All the H1b Visa stuff doesn't count. So they get hired. You give them a raise, 10%. What does that usually turn out to per month?
Like I said, a cup of coffee a week. It really doesn't. It doesn't make a huge hill.
Somebody explained to Animal that it depends if you're starting at 40,000 or 100,000.
Right. And I'll say, if you're making low, you're going to get a bigger increase. If you're already at 180, you're going to be getting a smaller increase. But that's where the intrinsic and the other side of the equation comes into play.
Who's that genius trying to teach me the difference between 40,000 and 100,000? I can barely hear you. Okay.
Robert,
he hung up already.
How many dollars is 10% increase is different depending on your salary? Again.
Well, is that Jeremy Roberts? Okay.
That is, and I'm on a treadmill, so I'm going to mute.
Yeah, okay. 10% of $100,000 is only $10,000. So over a 12-month period,
then you divide that by 12 and
the metric stuff just blows me away.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would that be in American?
No. So let's move on.
10 meters. Is it centimeter?
Okay, let's move on.
That's why money can't be your only motivator.
What kind of LinkedIn account do you have? What kind of LinkedIn account do you have? What kind of LinkedIn account do you have?
Oh, we have the full. No, we have the full recruiter one. I have every tool at my at my fingertips, right?
And when you were on your own as a third-party recruiter, you didn't have all these access to all these paid-for tools, or were you using them already?
I didn't have access, no.
So you've always used all this stuff?
No, I did not have access.
Okay, and what's the difference? Oh, you still don't?
Yeah,
I use it a little bit. I use it a little bit. Yeah, I use it a little bit.
Yeah.
We have a full-on soup to nuts, everything. They give us everything. I mean, we're a top 5 global management consulting firm. So seriously, we pay through the nose.
Do you leave voicemail?
Depends
I'm hearing
on
us.
who I'm calling.
I'm hearing us. Someone's on. We got us on speaker. Thanks for wrecking the show. Okay. So
depends on who I'm calling.
Another scapegoat has been
With
found.
you. Everything depends with you.
Hey, I'm in consulting. What do you think?
I want to know what's the best way to leave a voicemail to get a return call?
Did you hear the question? That's the head of SourceCon. That's the head of SourceCon asking you a question. What's the best voicemail to
Well,
leave?
do you want to trick somebody into returning the call, or do you want them to know why they're returning the call? I can get anybody to call me back.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you do it, Jerry?
You know what? Why is everybody so evasive today?
I've got a few of my friends that I know listen to my voicemails, but they don't call me back unless they want to talk to me. So if I really need to talk to them, I'll say something like, "Hey, man, I'm sure you probably already heard this by now, but just give me a call. I'll tell you all about it."
Come on, you're wrecking the show.
Dude, they always call me back. What's wrong?
He's not wrecking the show.
I got a guest. She's a professional recruiter with one of the biggest companies maybe in the world, okay? And I'm asking her,
top 5%.
Yeah, do you leave voicemail? Maybe. I said, well, so Jeremy says, Jeremy says, well, what do you leave? What's the best way to get a return? And I get Jerry leaving breathy mails for his friends. That's not informing my audience.
All right, I do leave voicemails. Again, it depends on the type of voicemail I'm leaving, though. It depends on the type of candidate I'm calling.
Give us an example.
It sounds like a trade
okay?
secret. You're
I'm begging you.
It sounds like a trade secret.
Hey, Animal, it's Julie Hankins with Capgemini. I found your background. I was networked to you, something on that order. And I'd love to chat with you about a great opportunity. I want to explore some opportunities with you here at Capgemini. Do give me a call at your soonest, and I leave my number. That's it. Real easy.
Once or twice.
Yeah, I'm going to call her back. Do
you leave that number once or twice?
Because, hey, guys, I get to drop the name, right? I get to
drop the name twice.
Yeah. I let them know my number. I let them know who I am. I let them know who I'm coming from. It is, I will tell you, it's a lot easier being internal with a big company because people want to work for us. Or they want to call me back and yell at us because they hate us. I'm not one of the two. I get both. But
you get both? You get both, really?
Yeah.
Tell us about somebody that called you back and yelled at you.
Somebody from your team talked to me 3 years ago, and they never returned my call. I'm like, great, thanks. I get the baggage, too.
Okay, how many voicemails will you leave before you give up?
I never give up.
Well, give me how many? Will you leave 80?
No, I won't leave 80. I'll call them. If I don't hear back from them the next day, I'll call them back. And then I'll drop them a text at that point because hey, I already know them, right? And I'll drop them a text and I'll say, hey, I just left you a voicemail because sometimes people don't return a voicemail or they don't get it, and most of the time the text will flip it around and I'll get it.
And how do you get their address for the text, the phone number for their cell phone?
99% of the time, it's all a cell phone. Once in a while, I'll get the free text to landline email back.
Well, hold on. So you're calling someone whose resume you already have. We were talking about sourcing somebody. Where do you get their phone numbers? Where do you get their phone numbers?
Oh, you're talking about the cold calling?
Yeah.
The cold? Oh, then it's a whole bunch of different angles there. You're talking cold. You're asking me how I leave a message. That's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Oh,
okay.
I'll come around and I'll email them on their last ditch effort. I'll LinkedIn them. I'll send over to LinkedIn and say, hey, I've been trying to reach out to you.
You know what? I saw somebody on Facebook. I won't mention any names, but he's on the line here today, and he was saying that LinkedIn is so super saturated with recruiters that people are getting hammered with so many calls and so many in-mails that they're becoming completely unresponsive. It's an old story, but I just heard it again today. Do you agree with that? Don't broadcast feedback to myself, who's ever listening, on their speakers and on the phone. I don't want to hear me in the background. Okay? There you go.
Okay.
You want to answer the question now?
You're getting too edgy, man. I'm not feeling this right now.
Okay, I'll do an ad. I'll do an ad. Oh, in fact, I'll do an ad.
Gears. This is a good transition point.
Okay, but you know what? I wrote some other ads, but I'm kind of nervous about the first day what Martin's going to approve of. So I'll just say the same thing I said before. Or you know what? I will improvise. I play cards with a bunch of guys every week, and we all bring potato chips, and there's different kinds of potato chips. There's barbecue potato chips, but it burns some people's stomachs. There's ketchup potato chips. There's salt and vinegar. Not everybody likes the same kind of potato chip, but everybody likes just plain old regular potato chips. So after a while, that's what we started bringing, regular potato chips. Sometimes Ripple, sometimes not. Now, with recruiting, it's kind of the same thing. There's recruiting software that's made for direct hire. There's recruiting software that's made for executive search. There's recruiting software that's made for staffing. But there's one recruiting software, PC Recruiter, that's made for all kinds of recruiting, okay? And Martin Snyder is the president of that company that makes it. That's why he calls it the Swiss Army knife of recruiting. It's got 3,000 customers worldwide, and if you want to be a user, go to PCRecruiter.net. Okay? Now, does somebody want to ask Julie a question, or should I pick up?
That was a great ad. I didn't know where you were going with that potato chip thing, but that was a great ad.
That was awesome.
Okay. I'll just say, Maureen always says, don't leave wimpy voicemails. And here's an example of what she means. She says, this is bad. I'm just calling to see if you might be interested in an opportunity. She says, just say I'm calling about an opportunity. Don't say just. And she doesn't say, hopefully you can call me back. She says, say, you can call me back at this number. But, of course, Maureen doesn't really leave any voicemails. So, but that's what she advises, just for everybody else who wants to leave voicemail. Now, Julie, is there something that I have? I have a million questions here. It's it takes me 10 minutes to get any one of them through to you. Is there something that you'd like to talk about? Do you have some pet topics about recruiting that you want to share?
I'll leave it to you. It's your show. How's that?
How do you reject candidates?
Do you use
somebody else?
Do you use outside recruiting firms?
Actually, not that much. I do for the subcons and such like that. But no, our target is to really actually not utilize external, which is one of the reasons I came internal.
Vermin.
Okay, and look.
I know we're horrible, aren't we?
Derek Zeller says
it's a dollar and cents thing.
Okay. Derek Zeller is advising me on Twitter. Don't let people hijack the show. He wants to hear the guest. Okay.
Oh, Derek Zeller's running your show now.
Hey, Julie, when you do use outside firms,
Derek.
do you make the decision about who the firm is and what the deal is between them?
Yeah. It is in our individual recruitment team's ability to pick any firm.
We all want to recruit for you, Julie.
There you go. Come on over.
Okay, I got to say she's got a nice voice. I like it. I like it. I would answer her voicemail. Julie, can you criticize your boss in an interview? Because I've got lots of examples of programmers and tech people who were fired or left companies or want to move for legitimate reasons. There's something wrong with the manager. They're irresponsible. Can that person come to you and you say, why might you want to leave your current employer? And they'll tell you why. My manager did all these foolish things. Is that going to knock the candidate out for you?
For me, no. But I will counsel them on how to position that to the next level up.
Okay, well, here's one guy. I'll just give an example. One guy worked for a greenfield project, and he says the specifications changed every day. Finally, the software was working fine, but the manager who ordered it didn't want to put in the effort to learn how to use it, so he complained all the time. This guy wanted to move. If he went to an interview, should he actually tell that story?
Not in that way. Absolutely not.
Well, what should he say? I have policy differences, or I just want to, move ahead in my career. In other words, you can't tell the truth in an interview to a recruiter. Is that right?
To me, absolutely. I want to know about it. I want to put my arm around him. I want to be his best friend and want to know everything about it because I want to know every flag that's potentially going to come up. But I will counsel him how to position that so it makes him look strong and how he can contribute and play to his strengths, which is, creating and building this up in a greenfield environment. It's a huge plus, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
tell the side.
Tell what he did, but don't tell what the bad thing that happened. Here's another example. An engineer was working nights and wearing T-shirts and running shoes in a firm that was a smart casual firm, okay? And so his job, he didn't have to deal with any clients or product managers, and he liked working nights and by himself, actually. And so people said, I never see him in the office. Is he still working here? I don't like his attitude. And so he wanted to leave. Is that legitimate? Should he say this is what went wrong? People didn't like me because, I didn't wear the right clothes or work the right hours? But I did my job?
I mean, well, that's his choice to leave, right? They're not kicking him out. I mean, are they kicking him out?
Well, yeah, well, it could go either way. It could go either way.
Yeah.
What if he came?
Yeah. Well, so it's the wrong cultural fit for him, right? You can spin that any way, either way. And then I would basically, he should ask any company that he's working for what their dress code is, because if he's not going to fit in culturally, it's going to come up every time. That's career advice for him.
Okay. Your first method of contact, we talked about it briefly already, is it phone or email? Forget about text. Phone or email, what do you prefer?
If I'm cold sourcing out and I have a guy at Amex and I know his email, I'm going to send him an email and then I'm going to call him.
What's going to say in the email? Are you going to personalize it?
Absolutely.
Give us an example.
Are you gonna put your name on it? Oh, jeez.
No, Jerry, I'll just clarify for people who don't understand.
I'm going to keep it sweet. What is it? The rule of newspapers, everything above the fold, right? I mean, most of the time they're going to read this on their smartphone. It's just going to be a couple of lines. Hey, I heard that XYZ, you're a Java developer, whatever it is. I hear your skill set might be a match. Interested in talking with me? I'll give you a call shortly. I'm just going to let him know, and hopefully I don't get a bounce. I've done my work right.
Every recruiting article says that's the wrong thing to do. You have to go out and read about this person and make something, put something in the body of the email.
Okay, but I had 100 plus hires last year direct. And, I don't care about the articles. Let's do reality, right?
Okay. Is Jeff Newman still on the line? Jeff Newman says he personalizes his stuff. Is Jeff Newman still here? Okay.
I'm unmuting. I'm still here.
Okay. Do you personalize your email?
Personalize within every single one within a template because you're still repeating the same stuff. Come talk to me.
Personalized template.
Yep. But going back to bring it back to Connectifier, the reason I like Connectifier is because you know how I feel about LinkedIn. But if I find your blog, I find your tweet, I can find something with which to personalize it. I had a candidate we're getting into interview in person this week. And I got him from a major boutique brand because I found a line he wrote in a blog, and I used it as my subject line of the email. He opened it. Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Okay. Kelly Blockdyke says, why does Jim Julie 99 have a locked Twitter account?
Hey, like I said, Animal, this is an old. I don't use Twitter, right?
Okay, that's your answer. There's your answer.
That's the best point of this whole show. I don't use Twitter. It's bullshit.
I don't have time for Twitter. I don't have time for all the garbage on Twitter. Sorry, guys. Those of you guys that love it, inform me, teach me, email me. Fine.
Okay. So you're working in a big company with lots of intelligent people. Do your hiring managers give you unrealistic requirements?
Every single day.
Why?
Great question.
Why? Are they stupid or what?
Because they're not professional interviewers, they know what their ideal everything in the kitchen sink is, and that's my job to turn around and go, okay, what do you really need? What do you really want?
Can you give us a real life example?
I
don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble.
No. This is a fun one. It's a platform that's maybe a PaaS or SaaS platform that's only been out for 2 years, but they want somebody with 10 years experience on it.
Are they crazy?
Standard type of stuff.
No,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
an idiot. Only an idiot would do that, okay?
No, somebody who's just cut and pasting from somewhere that they read, and they really didn't take some time, and then that's my job to turn around and do an intake and get the right time.
Do they often?
Do your
hiring managers often ask for specific educational pedigrees? Do people come from certain schools only?
No.
Really?
Well, actually, let me backtrack. If it's on the more pure consultant, the strategic consultants and such, then yeah, not a specific university, but we'll look for an MBA from a top 10 school or something like that. But generally, no, they just need to have a degree.
So if someone wanted a job like that, but they didn't go to a high-profile school, how should they try to get it? Or are they out? Are you going to answer them?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're getting tons of Are you getting tons of applications every day?
I will weed through, and obviously, from a standard.
You don't read cover letters. You told Jerry already.
I don't read cover letters. No,
yeah.
I'll read their resume and I'll see what they've actually done and what.
No.
It's
Here's what you'll do. You'll look at the education. He's not from the right school. Goodbye.
Absolutely, no, I don't. And you know what? When I was external, one of the top hires I made with Capgemini was actually somebody who didn't even have a degree, and she was a very, very, very senior hire. So we don't. We don't.
Okay.
We want to know if the person can do the job. That's really it. Can they do the job?
You mentioned culture fit. You mentioned culture fit as an issue for that guy who wore T-shirts and running shoes and worked nights. Do you ask candidates questions that determine the kind of culture you think they're going to fit into?
Not direct, but indirectly, yes.
What do you mean?
Now I'm being edgy again.
Well, how do you determine? Obviously, you think culture fit is an issue. How do you determine if someone is a fit for your culture?
No, I thought his culture fit was for that guy. But no, I mean, cultural fit, I know the group and I know the teams and I know who they're going to be working with. Yeah. And those are some critical things, right? A lot of it is, for us, are they sharp and quick? I mean, that's really part of it with us here as a technology firm.
Well, what does that mean? So, someone could do the job.
It's the type of thinker they are.
What does that mean exactly?
Can they handle being on the animal show, right?
Okay, there's a good one. That's how she handles. That's how she. See, I'm going to tell you, this whole culture thing fit. It's kind of a false issue. Nobody we've ever asked here can really say, yeah, I screen people for culture, and this is how I do it. I think maybe one person has ever done that. Okay. Now, do you sell jobs? Do you persuade people who aren't interested in actually taking a look at a job? Do you call people up and say, I've got this position? You actually tell them, I've got a great job. So, and they say, sorry, Julie, you sound like a nice person, but I'm not interested. What do? Do you try to sell them on it then?
I find out what they are interested in. And then if it does, well, what would be a good match? And then I find out more about them, and then I'll turn it back around and I'll tell them why this is, maybe I misled them initially. So it's all about the conversation and the relationship.
Okay, do you ever remember doing that and selling a person on a job they rejected to begin with?
Yeah.
God. Can you tell us the story?
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody doesn't want to hear a story here.
I want to hear it,
right?
If anybody in recruiting hasn't swayed someone's decision in the past,
they're not a recruiter, right? They're not a recruiter.
And to pinpoint 7 years ago, I remember this guy said no, and I said, why? And he said, well, yes. I mean, yes. Did I say no accidentally? I'm in. Come on, dude. This is a global audience now. You've got sponsors. You've got the show's taking off, but you're holding it back.
Hold on. Let me give you an overview real quick. So multiple times, right? And a lot of it comes down to money. If we're not offering the amount of money that somebody else is, I have to sway them by utilizing something else, some other motivator, and that key goes all the way back to that first conversation that you had, and make sure you know what their flags are and what their motivators are. Every time.
Let me ask again.
Because they're going to wake up in 6 months and they're still going to be doing the job. What job do they want to do, right? And where do they want to be working?
Let me ask you something. Do you ever remember a time, and this is a behavioral question in case you don't recognize it, do you ever remember a time when someone said they weren't interested and you sold them on that job?
Absolutely.
Tell us about it, please. There's only 6 minutes left.
Goodness. In 6 minutes? I can't tell you the whole story in 6 minutes.
Okay, you can't do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Okay, I don't mind.
No. Animal, seriously. So, no, I had a person who was not looking for a change, was not looking to make any moves at the time, found out what their key motivators were. They hung up on me 2 or 3 times, kept going back to them, and they ended up they're working here right now.
What was the key motivator that you had to get out of the person?
The key motivator in the first one, what were they making? Dollars.
And you had trouble getting that? The person just hung up on you and you had the gall to call back?
Absolutely.
So it is about the money. It's always about the money, Jerry.
Yeah, what would I know?
Always about the money, Jerry.
No. Theirs was when they told me what they were making and it was a lot, I was like, wow, you're pretty much underpaid based on what the market is here. Continued having conversation.
Is that when they hung up on you?
That's pretty much when they hung up. It was a little bit nicer than just click the phone, but.
Jerry,
what did you say when you called them back?
No, I've got to do something personal.
Okay. No, so that's a good question. That's a good question. Maureen, ask it again. Ask it again. He's got to go.
Julie, what did you say? What did you say when you called them back after they kind of sort of hung up on you?
I let that sit for a little while, and I called them back. I think
What's
it was
a little
probably
while? What's a little while?
About a day. I gave them about a day to sit and germinate because I figured either they're going to think about what I told them and wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I gotta keep talking, or they're going to hang up on me. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's nothing personal, right? So I called them up and I asked them if they had time to think on what I told them.
And they said
that they were being severely underpaid. And they're like, yeah, that kind of I've been thinking about that. So okay, let's talk. Simple.
And you talked, and then they hung up on you again.
No, they didn't hang up on me again.
Oh, I thought you said they hung up a couple of times.
No.
Okay.
No, just the one time.
Final
question.
Where are you
from? Julie, where are you from?
Go ahead, Maureen.
I'm in Tampa.
You're in Tampa. Were you born and raised there?
Nope, I was born and raised in Minnesota.
Oh,
I got smart, got out.
Then that would have been a better answer to where you're from. Minnesota.
I've lived here for 22 years, so I'm from Tampa now.
Okay.
Yeah. Final question.
You know Kimberly Usher?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No?
Final question.
Because she's from Minnesota, right?
No, she's...
You know what? PC,
she's in Tampa.
Diver, I'm going to agree with Derek Zeller about something. You guys are hijacking the show. I can't get a question. She's evasive. She won't answer a question, and you guys keep interrupting when I'm trying to get something out of her.
I answer your questions, Animal.
No, you don't. You got a nice voice, but you're hard to get an answer out of. Last question. Okay, can you tell a hiring manager how long it's going to take you to fill a position?
In general terms, yes.
Really? How come? Just from past experience?
Yep.
Really? Okay. Any parting words?
No. Well, okay. Let me clarify that a little bit for the laughter there. I'm going to tell them, it's a niche skill. It's going to take me a couple weeks to get to people. It's going to take me, it's going to be at least a 4 to 6 week lead time here. Those type of things. I'm going to tell them, absolutely. And I'll also tell them this is impossible.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? There's tons of questions. We had lots of chit-chat. We didn't get to many questions. You're welcome, Julie, to come back. Julie Hankins, Jim Julie 99, and that's Jim JYM, not GIM. You're welcome to come back.
Yeah, she doesn't use Twitter, so don't put her Twitter thing out there.
You know what?
It's not cool, man.
People
tell
like
everybody
Kelly.
To connect to me on LinkedIn.
Kelly and Susie Greco. There's lots of people who want to mention the guest name, okay? And before we go, I also want to thank Martin Snyder of PCRecruiter.com for becoming a proud sponsor of the Recruiting Animal Show. Check out PC Recruiter.
Thanks for helping Animal score his next bag.
There you go. Hey, we used PC Recruiter in 2006. My gosh.
Maybe I could save a buck or two by scoring it for them.
Oh, there you go. Cut out the middleman.
Okay.
Martin, did you just hear
Great
the
investment. Best
product
in the
recruiter
Recruiter.
No, I don't use it now. I used it when I was outside from 2006
on. You used to use PC Recruiter. There
you
go.
Absolutely.
Say something good about PC Recruiter.
PC Recruiter was actually the first ATS system that I actually liked. Worked all the way through. Yep.
Go with that.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Awesome job, Animal. Thank you very much.
Okay, everybody, thank you!